AITA for yelling at my boyfriend because he didn't wash his hands after pooping. So this just happened, and I need to know if I'm overreacting. I, 20F, and my boyfriend, 20M, went to the bathroom, and afterward he hugged me. Almost immediately I smelled something foul. I asked him about it, and he casually said, "Yeah, I didn't wash my hands, so it must be that." I was disgusted and immediately told him that was gross. He just shrugged it off like it was no big deal, and that made me even more upset. I ended up shouting at him because, seriously, who just skips washing their hands after pooping and then touches other people? Now he's mad at me for overreacting and making him feel disgusted with himself. He says I'm making a big deal out of nothing and that I didn't have to yell at him about it. But honestly, I feel like it is a big deal. It's just basic hygiene. So AITAH for shouting at him, or was my reaction justified? AITAH for kicking my brother out after he sold something of mine without asking? So me, F25, and my brother, M28, have always been okay, but RN we're not speaking, and my family is saying I overreacted. Basically, he was staying with me for a while because he was in between jobs and needed a place to crash. I wasn't even asking him to pay rent, just to be respectful and not treat my place like a hotel. Spoiler, he did not. He would leave dishes everywhere, come home late drunk, bring random people over without asking, and just act like it was his place instead of mine. I had multiple talks with him about it, but nothing changed. Then last week I noticed my AirPods Max were missing. I always keep them on my desk, so I asked him if he saw them, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I sold them. I needed some quick cash. I was gonna tell you." Like? Bro, that was my stuff, and they were almost new. He didn't even act like it was a big deal. I told him straight up he had 24 hours to pack his shit and leave, and I wasn't joking. He left, but now my parents are saying I was being too harsh and should have given him more time to figure things out. Like, am I crazy? He stole from me and sold my stuff. AITAH for kicking him out immediately. AITAH for saying, "Okay, Donald," sarcastically. Trump supporting coworkers. Very much thanks Obama type of way. I have these two racist coworkers who are super into Donald. My area demographics is about 63% white, 27% Hispanic. We work in a factory, so the white-Mexican ratio is probably more evenly split. Might even be a Mexican majority. These two guys are so excited about Trump and mass deportations. They're also dumber than rocks, so I think yesterday when I said, "Okay, Donald," they didn't really get it. I think I might want to use it as an insult to the Trump people now, but they love him so much they don't see it as an insult. I kind of see it as a win-win, but maybe it's too much. AITA for reporting my sexist classmate. I have a classmate, M, who constantly makes inappropriate comments when women's rights, the Holocaust, rape, sexism, violence against women, pedophilia come up. Besides those comments, he sometimes hits my classmates F in the stomach, on the arm, and chokes one of them. We reported to a teacher who told us to tell our head teacher. When we told her, her first reaction was that she doesn't believe us, so she'll ask the whole class the next day. At first, she asked the class anonymously. Then when people confirmed our statement, she revealed it was us reporting it, after which the whole class turned against us, boys and girls equally, saying our opinion on this is invalid and too dramatic, and he does and says everything he does and says jokingly. And we are in the center of class bullying because we don't encourage his behavior and we have too much time on our hands. Are we in the wrong? AITAH. My husband stops right before I orgasm. My husband has a habit of stopping penetration right when I'm about to orgasm to prevent himself from finishing. He does this frequently, to the point where I've stopped expecting to have an orgasm at all. It leaves me feeling upset and disappointed every time. I've talked to him about it, but nothing changes. I get that he's trying to last longer, but it's ruining my experience. Am I the asshole for feeling this way? AITAH for telling my partner that if he loses this job, then I'm done with the relationship? My partner, M34, and I, F29, have been together for 10 years, and during that time I have lost count of the amount of jobs he has had, each time losing them after only a few months. I have supported us financially and made sure that I worked enough to cover the bills. I work 50 hours a week, and I am slowly become physically and mentally drained from it. He is currently in the probation period of a new job, working with a relative of mine, yet has already rang in sick too and was late once. He attempted to phone in again this morning, saying he wasn't sure if he was going to be sick. I explained to him it's better to go to work and be sent home sometimes, and that he was still in his probation period. If he wasn't careful, he would be fired. He just kept saying that he won't lose the job as there is no one else at work to do his job. Not true, as I know other people can do it. I admit I become a little angry and told him no, he was going to work even if I had to put him in the taxi myself, and that if he lost this job like all the others, then I was done. AITAH for ending multiple years-long friendship over one day. AITAH for ending my friendship? This is what happened. I went to my friend's house and she was acting super weird, and she was very pushy about me doing what she wanted and watching the shows she wanted and even playing the games she wanted. She kept bad-mouthing my ex-GF so much, like a whole hour. She also spent a great deal of time talking about how different I was for her ex and how much better I was. She also was screaming at her family and blasting music even when I asked her to stop and said I had a migraine. I brought some cup ramen, and when she made it wrong, she started hitting her head and saying she was stupid and was on the verge of tears. Her mother also brought us pizza, and she was so insanely rude to her mother, who just bought us food and was very nice about it. Lastly, and in my opinion, the worst was after she started cuddling me with absolutely no warning, like full head on chest, arms around me, cuddling. She knows I hate physical touch because I've known her for many years, and it left me feeling super weird. I texted her to tell her that the friendship was not healthy for me anymore and that I had to end it for my own peace of mind, but I'm just feeling guilty because I've known her for so long. AITAH for telling my wife to be I don't like her friends slapping her butt. Okay, so my partner has been sharing a roof with me for over a year, and we plan on getting married eventually. There's a gay friend of hers who was over at our place. While I was hugging my girl, he walked by and slapped my wife on her butt. I was offended since not only did this feel intrusive, it felt like it was disrespectful to me. I felt like punching his face in TBH. Nevertheless, I knew I was too pissed off to properly talk about this right then. So I waited 3 days to calm down, and after 3 days, I simply spoke to my girl and told her, I don't like your friends slapping your butt, and this is now a no-no for me. Tell me if you can agree to this or if we have a disagreement. To this, she first responded with, I will let you know what I think. I can't just agree. This was last night. We didn't sleep together last night. She just texted me from the other room saying that she's hurt. Oh, BTW, for context, before I met this girl, she was dating the same gay guy and sharing a roof with him. Now they're just friends. FML, right? AITA for being upset that my sister keeps flirting with my fiance. I, 23F, am getting married to my fiance, 24M, who we'll call Alex. We've been together for a while, and I love him deeply. He's ambitious, passionate, and incredibly intelligent. However, my older sister, let's call her Angelica, 26F, has been acting really weird about our relationship. Angelica has always been close to Alex, sometimes too close. She constantly praises his intelligence and his mind at work, whatever that means. And she even admitted to me once that if circumstances were different, she might have been with him instead. Which, okay, weird, but I let it slide. The final straw happened at our engagement party. She made this dramatic toast about how she'll never be satisfied and how she'll always love and admire him from afar. Right in front of me, at my engagement party. Everyone just awkwardly clapped while I sat there wondering if I was imagining things. I confronted her later and asked if she had feelings for my fiancé. She laughed it off and said I was misinterpreting things, but I don't think I am. Even Alex looks uncomfortable when she talks like this. Our youngest sister, Peggy, 20F, agrees that Angelica is being inappropriate, but my parents think I'm overreacting and that Angelica is just being dramatic like she always is. So Reddit, AITA for wanting my sister to back off my fiancé, or am I reading too much into this?